Let me get a sound check. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear? Y'all hear me? I don't know what I don't know. Can y'all see me? Almost a second. Can y'all see me? I don't know what it's not. What the helly? What the dilly? You sure? I have an echo for some reason. Let me see what the fuck's going on. What the helly? What the dilly? Damn. Why am I echoing? What's good, y'all? If I'm echoing or what? Damn. Can y'all hear me? Am I echoing? I hear an echo like a motherfucker. They're like, yeah, y'all gotta give me a second. Hello? Let's see, maybe I help. Let me try this shit one more time. What the hell? What the deli? Can y'all hear me? I'm seeing two. Let's see. Let's try to do. Check, check, check. Damn. Can y'all hear me? Damn. Anybody hear an echo? What the hell? What the deli? Okay. Now listen. I was looking at something, and they finally got McGee and R.Kelly motion. I'm like, damn. What the hell? As a federal informant, what the deli? Mm-mm-mm. They got McGee in a motion as a federal informant. Boy, anybody see that? Anybody hear about that? I don't think it's working at all. Not that. It's an echo, man. What the fuck? The hell is what the hell? Can y'all hear me? Mic check. I'm hearing this shit through my phone, like, man. If somebody type something, I don't know if this shit working. But I read them. What the hell? What the dilly? All right. What's up, Melissa? Hey, just put a one in the chat if y'all can hear me. If you can hear me without the echo, put a one in the chat. What the hell? What the fucking dilly? Damn, they got McGee in the R.Kelly motion. Now, now y'all know Now y'all know they about to take this shit to a whole nother level, right? I've been really feeling on this R.Kelly stuff. Sometimes you gotta let God, you know, do His work, and you just gotta sit back and you feel me. Now, everybody know my past lives when I used to get into it with that dude, and I've always said, you know, when you got a informant, when you got a informant uh, messing with the witness, that was supposed to be a mistrial all day. When you got a federal informant, you know, this ain't nothing I never said before on my live. I used to do my live, you know, but when you got a federal informant there that freely uh, uses uh, his ways to get involved in something that has nothing to do with them, and the government allows it, that's foul play. I mean, y'all see my name. I didn't do this shit. And now the fact that all this shit is coming up, this shit should have came up during the trial. Let me just go keep it real with y'all. You know, this thing with L McGee, this shit should have came up in the trial. You know, the federal foreman, you know, tapping with the witness, all this shit. This shit should have came and found on how, you know, she was coerced and the flipping and all that. And Tasha Keegan. You know, it's a lot of things that corroborate on R. Kelly having a mistrial because there was a lot of people involved and fucking up his case. You know, there's a lot of people involved fucking up his case. And I personally think that it shouldn't uh, just uh, start or stop with the. I think Tasha K need to be in the hot seat as well. You know, yeah. You know, and I was hearing that they say that Mr. McGee, we'll call him Mr. McGee. They say Mr. McGee was meeting up with Asriel before our Kelly trial. You know, and then I always said this. You know, if it ain't got nothing to do with you, why get yourself involved in something that ain't got nothing to do with you? All because uh, you committed your own personal crime that had nothing to do with Robert Special Kelly. I've always said that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I ain't gonna never change that outlook. Y'all hear me? Just put one in the chat. Y'all hear me? Put one in the chat. Yeah, you know, I've always said this, man, but it seems like the rooster finally trying to come in roost right now. So, and I just hope that R. Kelly gets the justice uh, that he needs, you know, that he deserves. You know what I'm saying? Uh, you know, I'm not here to bash nobody. We already know what's done has been done and why it was done and how it was done. It just takes the system. Yeah. Hey, what's up? Hey, you know I'm getting married next month, Suburban. Yeah, I'm getting married next month. And then I'm going to Miami Beach for like a week. You know what I'm saying? Shit, God has just been good. I've been in my own little lane, doing my own little thing. Yeah. You know, I just feel like, you know, with this R. Kelly case, you know, they should have been put all this into motion. You know what I'm saying? And demanded a mistrial. You know, they should have put all this McGee and Tasha K, you know, anybody else that tampered with this man case. They should have put all this and demanded for a mistrial. That way they could have had it on the record. I think that's what they did with Diddy. Diddy demanded a mistrial. And the Diddy thing is just about his personal uh, sexual fetishes. You know what I'm saying? And women jealous. Simply the same shit. Really similar to the same shit I got. This freaky shit. You know what I'm saying? Thank you. You know, but now they finally bringing McGee name up in the motion as a federal informant. Do you know, like, when you know to be a snitch and how that affects your image and your character in the world? Same way they try to do Big Meech, he a rat, he a rat, he a rat, he a rat. You know, that's on a whole nother level. I'm just gonna say this. Yeah, yeah, totally unrated. I agree. You know, a lot of motherfuckers was talking to a lot of motherfuckers. Everybody was talking to somebody. You know, everybody was talking to somebody. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I get what you're saying, Toto. I ain't disagreeing. I ain't really here to argue with anybody in debate. I'm not really here to talk about nobody. I'm just here to talk about stuff already talked about in my previous years' videos about, you know, R. Kelly should have just had a mistrial anyway. The fact that McGee was tampering with Azriel, Tasha K, you know, was involved with the email shit and how they coerced that girl to flip on Mr. Kelly and you know how he get on the internet and publicly said himself he the reason why R. Kelly, he the reason why Azriel flipped on R. Kelly. We all saw that. He made a video. He said it on what's that dude name? What's the dude name we was talking to doing the interviews with? What's the name of that dude he told? He said, I'm the reason Azriel flipped. I had at my house. Da, 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 da. What's the name of that dude? 312. What's the name of the dude who he told all the shit to? Shabazz. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's just keep it 1,000. You know what I'm saying? I ain't talking about nothing I ain't talked about yet. He the one that showed his involvement in his R. Kelly stuff. So now they putting it, you know, in the motion, you know, his government name. Ain't that some shit? Hey, imagine that. So at the end of the day, I pray the kill get the justice he been deserved. You know, like I said, I wish he could have just filed for a mistrial while he was going through all that shit with the government. But I truly think a lot of this shit is gonna take a turn. And 2025 was 2026. Yeah, everybody pleading to Trump, try to get him a pardon. You know, leave it. You know, we've been talking about this shit, beefing about this shit, going at each other about being a rat and why you so invested in somebody else's case, and they ain't got nothing to do with you, but only to get a sentence reduction of your time. Now, I'm gonna say this, because I don't be on the internet like that. You know, if I was a lawyer, I'm just saying if I was a lawyer, I would investigate McGee. I would get all the transcripts, see what case he was fighting, and read some of the fine prints. Uh, what the government said, and I remember this because I was so invested in R.Kelly. Where the government said he also helped in another federal case that really ain't had nothing to do with it. I'm just saying, if I was that lawyer who's on the TV talking this, and the name McGee is rolling out of people's mouths, I'm gonna investigate his whole uh, history, check out all his YouTubes, uh, find out who this guy, his name just in the motion, and get and see what has he ever been in prison, or why is his name in here? Because we already know about Tasha K. Can y'all agree or disagree? If you agree, put a one in the chat. If you disagree, put a two in the chat. We already know about Tasha K. And when Tasha K came out, the name McGee was never really uh, at the forefront of this whole R. Kelly situation, right? But I'm just saying, if I was a lawyer and the name McGee came up, I would be so inquisitive to think like, well, who was McGee? Let me get on this internet and type the name and find out who is this person, how they have been convicted, what they've been convicted for. Let me get the transcript. Let me read uh, what what he was charged with, and you know why is his name so invested in R. Kelly. And if I was the Lord, because believe it or not, you know, Kel's really supposed to be free. I'm just keeping it down. I'm just keeping it down. So Kel's supposed to be free. But for whatever reason, people did what they did. You know, I guess what they're saying, do on the others do on to you. Or when they say what goes around comes back around. You know, I guess people like go. Yeah, yeah. A lot of people. But the main practice and the main contributors in this case, the main one was really, and I ain't gonna lie, y'all don't want to even say this, is that Tasha K and every fact they tell me with that emails, the fact they, McGee had Edward at his crib, you know, putting all the business out there. It's like he bragged the family and, coerced her and bought the mama this and all that. All this shit to be like evidence, man. I, I'm not a lawyer, but I'm just saying, as a lawyer, I would be more in debt to trying to get my client out of jail to investigate the name McGee, see why this name is so relevant in Mr. Kelly's case. Well, I don't know. You know, I don't know. I'm just tapping in for a little bit. And then y'all probably gonna see me again for probably next month because I'll be in. Man, before on my honeymoon somewhere. It just so happened I was on my phone and I started seeing R.Kelly name in the news, R.Kelly name in the news. And then I ran across a podcast and they were saying like, man, they mentioned the name McGee in the motion and, talked about Pastor Kelly, talked about Azriel, and, how McGee was so invested in uh, flipping Azriel and R.Kelly, and the government used him as an informant to get his ex-girl to flip on him to help reduce his time. I was listening to all this stuff and I was like, shit, but goddamn. What the hell? What the hell? Oh, well, your name is in the fucking bullshit. Like, I am never be labeled as a brand. I won't be labeled shit other than a man of God. They say the brag, all this other name, that, man. Yeah. You can imagine if your homeboys or your friends, people you be around every day, kicking it with, drinking, motherfuckers coming over your crib, sitting with you, hanging with you, out at the mall with you, kicked it with you. You know what I'm saying? And one of your partners say, "Hey man, they starting to talk about R. Kelly, man, and ain't your last name McGee?" And then say the full name. What could you tell your friends if they listed you as a government informant in an R. Kelly trial? I don't know. I mean, what can I probably say I'm with my people? We ride and shit. News update. They trying to kill R. Kelly and they got motion there and the name L. McGee comes up and motherfuckers looking back like, yeah, ain't that true? Shoot fam. What could you tell your friends and your co-workers, people you've been around, and they say, man, he listed you as a government informant. Oh God. That got to be embarrassing. And then what make it so bad, you be around the wrong motherfuckers and they discover that you a government informant and they don't know why you a government informant. And then they be looking at you like, what the fuck you got going on? Oh my God. That's why it's sometimes best to just stay in your lane and let it be what it gonna be. I feel like this, if you can't do the time, don't do the crime. You know, if you can't do the crime, don't do the time, but don't use your influence or your power to try to take another man down that has nothing to do with you. That's crazy. Now all this shit is coming to the forefront. I'm trying to see now these new lawyers, they really doing what Nicole probably should have did. Uh, what's the white girl name? She should have probably did. You know what I'm saying? And that name you should have just came up more frequently uh, then than it is now. But you gotta understand, our time is not God's time. God's time is God's time. Maybe everything that didn't come out then maybe come out now, but to have your name as a R. Kelly emotions and as a government informant, what the hell? What the hell? Be chilling. Yeah. R.Kelly's protected, man. I truly can say the man is protected, man. I believe God got a covering over him like he got a covering on all of us. I just feel like, you can't do bad and wrong your brother or your sister, and you think it's not gonna come back to haunt you or taunt you in some type of way just because you didn't get noticed for your involvement in something that had nothing to do with you. And I think that God got his way of exposing shit and showing people like this what it really was. This man should have had a mistrial. The government is wicked. It's so fucking wicked. They accept anybody, especially when they know they ain't got nothing. You know, yeah, I said it 4 years ago, so I'm not really saying that I haven't said it 4 years ago. But what I'm saying is that the government is so thirsty for convictions. They take a bum on the street and picks them up and put them in some as a witness or somebody just to help try to convict the person. And unfortunately, uh, I guess McGee found the loophole uh, to get the sentence reduction. And I guess McGee decided to work for the informant, the government. And even going back to, I think the dude, if my mind recollects me, even going back to the dude. Oh wow! Oh wow! Thank you, God. You know what's so crazy? When you see the pattern of something, that should also play a part in the truth. So we say he got involved with R.Kelly being an informant. With R.Kelly don't know him, but he also got being an informant in his own case against his own rapping. All that shit should just be looked at. It's showing a pattern behavior. How you turn against your co-conspirators. Yeah. I ain't a lawyer, I'm just a person that's talking. But I just got to read. I just thought I'd get on here, you know. But I said, what the hell? What the dilly? Man, name in the motion. So, with that being said, I will see you folks next month in Miami. I will not be coming back to rebuttal anything. If anybody get on the internet try to play with my name because I ain't an informant. I'm free, so I ain't in no mess and name ain't nothing. I'm saying. Shit crazy. Hey, hey, just when you thought you got it in the clear, and all this shit just comes back up. And with the government, and with our fellow. Every time I myself that this shit really, really works. Some shit ain't working. Man. But other than that, if y'all been good since the last time I seen y'all, put a one in the chat. Put a one in the chat. If you been good since the last time I seen you, put a one in the chat. So I'm letting you know now, I will be coming back live again, but this time it won't be by myself. It'll be me and my wife, because we about to have some fun. Yeah, about to bring her to YouTube. Uh, about to bring my wife to YouTube, go have some fun with her. And she's amazing. Who would think I would be married? I never thought that, but this is what it is. And I put a ring on it. I put some cheese on it. Oh man, I'm so excited. I can't wait to get this wedding over. I get married next month, with a reception next month. And just oh man, that has been so good. I've been so busy, man. Like I said, this live is for entertainment purposes only. It ain't gonna attack nobody and nothing like that. So don't get the shit twisted. Because it ain't saying shit I didn't say 4, 5 years ago. I'm just going back over the shit that I didn't say 4, 5 years ago about how the government that uh, a federal informant who has nothing to do with R.Kelly can get involved with uh, Azriel. Nothing ain't said before. So yeah, yeah. So with that, thank you. And so with that being said, got to get ready for my wedding and my wedding reception. God is good. God be blessed. Happiness of the dog. Get ready to see my wife soon. I'm happy. I'm there. Still right here in Houston, Texas. That's how I would be. My hometown. Right? Y'all be good. God bless y'all. Y'all stay strong. Keep God first. And before I leave, I need about 5 people. I need about 5 people to put in the chat. Free R.Kelly. And I'm going to end this time. We get about 5 people to put in free R.Kelly. Let's see. Yes. This would be for need about 2 more free R.Kelly and I'm out of here. Y'all stay blessed, man, and remember, man, if it ain't making no money, it ain't making no sense. Stay out of the bullshit, okay? YTS the light. I'll let y'all later. Peace out. Love you.